Hey, what is up, guys? It is Reed. I am 27, just an average dude. IV made tons of money mistakes in my 20s, and now I want to share everything I've learned to help you take control of your finances and your life. So let me be real with you for a second. I remember sitting in my tiny apartment at 22 years old, looking at my bank account and feeling sick to my stomach. I had like 47 bucks to my name, credit card debt piling up, and absolutely zero idea how I was going to make it to next paycheck. Fast forward a few years, and I am not going to sit here and tell you I am some millionaire or some finance guru, because I am not, but I figured out how to build real consistent income streams that changed my life, and I want to share exactly what worked for me. These are 5 ways to make 10K a month or more in 2025. IV tried most of these myself, and IV watched friends crush it with the others, so let S jump straight in. Number 1, and this is the big one, the one that literally changed everything for me. Freelance what you are already doing in your 9-to-5 job. I know that sounds simple, but hear me out, because this is the easiest path to consistent cash flow that most people completely overlook. When I was working my regular job, I realized something. I was spending 40+ hours a week doing tasks that companies were paying my employer good money for. And I thought, wait a minute, if they repaying my company for these skills, why can't I just offer the same thing directly to clients? So that is exactly what I did. I was working in lead generation, and I noticed that real estate agents were spending a fortune on getting new leads. So I started my own little thing on the side. I reached out to a few agents in my area and said, hey, I can help you get more leads for your business. Same stuff I was doing at my job just now for myself. And you know what happened? Within 3 months, I was making more on my side hustle than my actual full-time job. I remember the first month I made an extra 2,800 bucks, and I literally almost cried because I had never seen that much extra money in my life. By month 6, I was pulling in around 6K a month just from this, and by the end of the first year, I had replaced my full-time income, and then some. Here's the thing that most people don't get. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need some fancy new business idea or some revolutionary product. You literally just need to take the skills you already have and offer them to people who need them. The skills you use every single day at your job are valuable to someone else. I promise you. Maybe you are in marketing or accounting or customer service or project management or design or writing or whatever it is. Someone out there needs that skill, and they're willing to pay for it. The hardest part is just believing that your skills are worth something. Because trust me, I struggled with that too. I used to think, well, anyone can do what I do. Why would someone pay me for it? But that is just your brain lying to you. Most people don't know how to do what you do. And even if they do, they don't want to do it themselves. They rather pay someone else who knows what they're redoing. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but Reed, what if my job doesn't have skills I can freelance? Let me stop you right there. Every job has transferable skills, every single one. If you work in retail, you have customer service skills and inventory management skills and sales skills. If you work in food service, you have time management skills and operation skills and people skills. If you work in an office, you have administrative skills and organizational skills and communication skills. The list goes on and on. You just have to look at what you do and figure out who needs that same thing done for them. It really is that simple. Number 2. And this kind of flows from the first one, but it is for people who maybe have a traditional 9-to-5, or whose job skills translate easily into freelancing. Learn the sales skill set and start closing deals for other people's online businesses. Now, I know sales sounds scary to a lot of people. I used to think sales meant cold calling and being pushy and bothering people, but real sales is completely different. Real sales is just having a conversation and helping someone solve a problem. That is it. And here's the beautiful thing about sales. If you can get good at it, you can make serious money fast. Like really fast. IV had mentors tell me this over and over, and it is absolutely true. If you help other people get rich, they are more than happy to pay you a percentage of that. It is just human nature. Think about it. If I help you make 50K in sales on a deal and I take a 20% commission, that is 10 grand for me. You still made 40 grand and you are happy because you didn't have to do the work. I am happy because I got paid. Everybody wins. The key is to find businesses that sell high ticket items. Things like coaching programs, online courses, fitness programs, dating advice, business consulting, stuff like that. These products are expensive and people buy them all the time. If you can get on a sales call and close deals for these businesses, you can make a killing. Now, I am not going to lie to you and say this is easy right out of the gate. It takes practice. It took me about 4 months of doing mock calls and studying scripts and getting coaching before I felt comfortable. But once you get it, it is like a superpower. You can literally walk into any business that sells something and say, hey, I can help you get more customers, and I take a cut of what I bring in. Most business owners will say yes because they only pay you if you actually deliver results. That is a no-brainer for them. And over time, as you get better, you can negotiate higher commissions. I've seen guys go from making 3K a month to 15K a month in less than a year just by getting good at closing deals. It is insane. Number 3. This one is a little more gritty and hands-on, but man, is it profitable. I am talking about removal services. Junk removal, snow removal, tree removal, landscaping, general cleanup, stuff like that. Now, I know this doesn't sound glamorous, and it is not, but it is one of the most overlooked ways to make real money because nobody wants to do it. And that is exactly why it pays so well. People have money and they pay good money to get rid of their problems. I've got a buddy who started a junk removal business with just a pickup truck and a trailer. Within 6 months, he was clearing 8 to 10K a month. Within a year, he was at 15K plus. And he is not some business genius. He just showed up on time, did good work, and charged fair prices. Here's what most people don't realize about these types of businesses. There is very little competition compared to other industries. Everyone wants to start a dropshipping store or become an influencer or trade crypto. Nobody wants to haul away someone else's old furniture or clear out a backyard. But that is exactly where the money is. If you are willing to do the work that other people don't want to do, you can clean up literally. And the best part is you can start small. You don't need a fleet of trucks or a warehouse or a bunch of employees. You just need a truck, some basic tools, and a willingness to work hard. You can advertise on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, Nextdoor, even just driving around neighborhoods with a magnet sign on your truck. People will call you. And again, this all comes back to sales. When you show up to give someone a quote, you are selling them on why they should hire you. If you can learn to communicate value and build trust, you can charge premium prices. I've seen guys charge $500 to haul away a couch and some old boxes. $500, the dump fees cost them maybe $50. The rest is pure profit. Do that 2 or 3 times in a day, and you are looking at $1,000+ for a day's work. That is not bad for something that doesn't require a degree or special training. Number 4 is something I learned from another buddy of mine who has been absolutely crushing it, flipping high-ticket items. Now, I know flipping sounds played out. Everyone talks about flipping shoes or video games or whatever, but I am talking about big stuff. Furniture, art rugs, cars, motorcycles, expensive tools, things that normal people don't want to deal with because they too big, too heavy, or too complicated. This buddy of mine in my neighborhood makes 22 to 23 grand a month just buying and selling high-end furniture and art, and he works maybe 25 hours a week. His whole deal is he scans Facebook Marketplace and estate sales and auctions for undervalued items. He buys them cheap, fixes them up if needed, and resells them for a profit. Sometimes he makes $200 on a piece, sometimes he makes $2,000, but it adds up fast. The key here is to focus on items that have high perceived value. You don't want to be flipping $50 chairs. That is a waste of time and energy. You want items that people will pay hundreds or thousands of dollars for. Think about it. If you flip 10 items at 100 profit, each you made $1,000. But if you flip 1 item at 1,000 profit, you made the same amount with way less work. Higher ticket items mean fewer transactions and more money per hour of work. It is just math. And if you don't have the capital to buy items up front, here is a trick I've used. You can find an end buyer first before you even buy the item. Say you find a nice couch listed for $500. It is worth $1,500 instead of buying it yourself. You can reach out to someone who might want it and say, hey, I found this couch. It is a great deal. Would you be interested? If they say yes, you tell them you handle everything for a 20 to 30% finder's fee. Then you buy the couch, deliver it to them, and collect your cut. You never even have to store the thing. This approach works with almost anything. People are busy and they happy to pay someone else to find deals for them. It is just another way to use your sales skills to make money without risking your own capital. Number 5, and this one is perfect if you want something a little less stressful and more straightforward. Consult on the knowledge you already have. Charge $100 to $300 an hour to teach people what you know. Now, I know what you are thinking. Who would pay me for my knowledge? I am nobody. I don't have any special expertise, but that is where you are wrong. You have knowledge that other people don't have and would pay for. I am talking about things that seem so normal to you that you don't even realize they are valuable. Maybe you are really good at fitness and you figured out how to stay in shape. Maybe you know a lot about a specific hobby or skill. Maybe you figured out how to budget or invest or manage your time. Maybe you know a ton about cars or cooking or gardening or parenting or whatever it is. There are people out there who want to learn exactly what you know. I had a friend who started consulting on something as simple as how to organize your garage. He charged $150 an hour to help people declutter and organize their garage space, and he was booked solid for months. People would pay him $600 for a half day of work just to have someone tell them where to put their stuff. It sounds crazy, but people pay for convenience and expertise, even if the expertise seems basic to you. The beautiful thing about consulting is you don't need a fancy website or a big following to get started. You can list your services on platforms like Fiverr or Upwork or even LinkedIn. You just need to put yourself out there and let people know what you offer. And here's the thing that took me way too long to learn. The world runs on eyeballs and attention, not just knowledge. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but if nobody knows you exist, it doesn't matter. You have to get visible. You have to put yourself in front of people. That is the only way anything happens. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one of these 5 and start today. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready. Today, send a message to one potential client, list 1 item for sale. Make 1 post offering your services, just do 1 small thing, because the only difference between where you are now and where you want to be is the actions you take between now and then. I've been where you are. I know how overwhelming it feels, but I promise you if I can figure this out, anyone can. I am just a normal 27-year-old guy who decided to stop making excuses and start making moves. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments or send me an email. I'll link it below. I read everything and I try to respond to as many people as I can. And if you want more detail on any of these, I am going to be breaking down each one in separate videos. So make sure you stick around. Thanks for watching and peace.